Hello again. It's been a little while, so here I am. Sorry that I've been gone, not making videos, but I'm going to try to stick with it again. So today we are talking about lipoic acid. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, and it's a nice little supplement, I think, in my experience. That's what I wanted to focus on, is my experience. But just briefly, in case you're not familiar with it, it's something that people take as an antioxidant, and I mean that's the main thing it's touted for. Come back to that in a sec, but basically it's something that your body makes anyway. It's part of aerobic metabolism. It's probably like in all your cells. I mean, it's got to be. It's in the mitochondria. It's part of aerobic metabolism, which takes place in all of those. So. Um, Yeah, about the antioxidant effects though, there are some subtleties. It is an antioxidant in like a test tube, but when you take it, it's not necessarily clear that it's actually working that way. It seems like any benefit that it might provide, it's coming through other mechanisms like gene transcription or signaling factors, that sort of thing. But anyway, I just want to briefly introduce lipoic acid if you weren't familiar with it. My experience with it. Oh, and my experience. I'm taking the R version, of course. That's the one. It's one of these molecules that's got like a handedness to it, left, right hand, and so the R is the version that I'm taking. That's the one that's supposed to be the one that has all the benefit, I guess, apparently. And it's a pretty solid. Subjectively, it's pretty solid as a nootropic. It's one of these nootropics. It's kind of like Bacopa and Alpha GPC. It's in that league of these supplements or nootropics that really make your brain feel, at least in my experience, just very robust across the board. Energy, mentally, focus, just a very stable, solid feeling with my brain is what it feels like. So it's a good supplement, I think, to try, and being something that your body makes anyway. I mean, it's pretty safe, right? So in that regard, you don't really have a lot to lose. So. And it is pretty smooth. And even with like I just mentioned Alpha GPC and Bacopa. Bacopa. If you saw that video, I did have a little bit of issues with that, where it kind of gave me this medicated feeling at the same time. Like my brain, I felt in some way, cognitively, mentally, that I was very stable. Had a lot of you know, deeper reserves is what it felt like. But I had a medicated feeling on Bacopa. This, I don't have that, and so I would kind of like it to really more specifically to Alpha GPC, because Alpha GPC, I also had that kind of experience where I had these benefits but without that kind of downside. So far it kind of feels like a pretty decent nootropic, and there's no real side effects that I had other than I found that if I don't eat enough on it, then it kind of makes me irritated in a subtle sort of way. Kind of weird, but that's it. That's the only real sort of downside that I noticed, and it's not that bad either. So I'll probably have to. I'm gonna have to update on this because I really want to experiment combining it, stacking it with a lot of things, because it seems that it just feels like the type of thing that, because it is so smooth, that it probably plays pretty well with a lot of other things. And I actually remember reading, now that I recall, in one of the forums, that it actually stacks well with carnosine. So that I'm probably going to try that first, and then well, actually, no, I did take those two yesterday, in fact, but I took them at like one in the morning and one in the evening. So maybe if I stack them closer, I get a better idea of specifically what's going on. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of experimentation going on with this, I think, and especially too knowing what it is. This kind of like at the level of a nutrient. I mean, it's something that it's already in your body, so Yeah, I mean, it's a very natural sort of thing that I think would just stack well with a lot of things, basically. So, gonna do some updates with that, and do some updates with, my personal, secondary research, my own reading on the topic. And I'll make one of those videos where I, try to quote all my sources and, provide some actual research papers for you to read. But in the meantime, yeah, I just wanted to briefly tell you that that's my experience with this nice, solid little nootropic is what it feels like. And just subjectively, I will at some point get around to, actually measuring some of this stuff a little bit better. But in the meantime, yeah, that's what I have. So thanks for watching. I am going to try to be a lot more regular about these videos again. So have a good holiday or whatever, and I'll see all of you, or at least you'll see me next time.